Okay, we are live streaming.
All right, welcome to the Lancaster Town Board Work Session for November 17th, 2025. We have no presentations tonight, none listed. Therefore, we're going to get right into the department heads. We will start in the back. Chief, you're first up.
Hi.
Good evening.
So business as usual at the police department, just kind of tapering down some of the, putting away the traffic sign for the year to keep that in the best possible condition. That's ran its course throughout the year. We've used it quite a bit. So they just packed it away for the winter at this point to keep the salt from damaging the electrical components or whatever. But we're in the current phase of canvassing for school resource officer to replace one of our retiring officers. So we're working on that. Process will probably take a few weeks to get through everything with our candidates and with the school board. And we're actively canvassing for new officers to fill those voids as they're coming. The 5 that we currently have in the police academy are all doing very well. Grades are as good as can be expected. And I just was talking with one of our training officers who's kind of like their liaison with the department. They all did really well when it came down to emergency vehicle course. Firearms they've all completed this past year. They're still working on the completing the course, but they've all passed their certifications for that. So everything is going really well right now. So
Good.
Hopefully keep it that way.
Parking ban is in effect?
Well, it's traditionally in effect on the 15th. I know the village was looking to back theirs off a little bit. I haven't heard a time frame how long they were waiting to implement it. It would be my recommendation if the village is going to do it, the town follows suit. There's really no need to inconvenience the residents with no parking in the roads right now if we don't have any major snow. But I would recommend that as soon as that happens, it gets instituted.
But since we don't have anything saying it's going to be longer from this point forward, it's basically in effect now, right?
It's in effect, correct.
Okay, so we should probably take some action.
That would be my recommendation if the board sees that it's fit to do that, and the weather forecast, over the next couple of weeks doesn't look like it may. If it can be pushed back to December 1st, I don't see where that's a bad thing.
Okay. Do we need a resolution to do that?
No.
Does the board want to push it back to December 1st at this point in time?
Yeah, I say we listen to Ron. Ron usually keeps an eye on those weather forecasts and works with chief, so I think we follow Ron's advices too.
Yeah, I fully agree with the chief. That there's really no need for inconvenience.
But you can check the forecast to see when we should reinstate it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the weekly weather forecast again. So, yeah, if something changes, I'll get that out to everybody, but I agree with the chief.
Thank you.
All right, so officially, we're not going to start enforcing it till December 1st, correct?
That's great.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Put it on the website and I'll send it to the group.
Yeah, and I'll just make sure that the officers know that that's the drop dead date, and they'll start then.
All right, great.
And
Okay.
I believe we have a board meeting on December 1st as well,
Right.
so should it still not be snowing or anything in the forecast, we can always potentially extend further too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it can't hurt. I mean, it's mainly for the plowing
Yeah.
necessity to keep people off the road so that the highway can do their job. But if it's not needed, I highly recommend just backing it off as much as we can.
Okay, great. Michelle, any issues?
Thank you, Chief.
No, totally agree. We'll also put it on our app tomorrow morning because I'm actually going to bring it up also.
Okay.
So it works for us.
Okay, great.
That's what I got.
Anything else?
I have nothing else. You guys have anything else?
No. Thank
Okay.
you. John Trojanowski, you sat down in the back row, so you're up next.
Left to right, right to left.
My right to my left.
Good evening.
Evening.
As of today, we have 100 families that will be receiving Thanksgiving dinners. That's an increase of 20 families from last year. And our tutorial program, our after-school tutorial program will start next week. We're hoping to get some people to sign up for the GED tutoring and testing. I don't believe we've had anybody sign up for that yet. But that's what's happening right now at the Youth Bureau.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy, you got anything for us?
I'll let Tom talk about the grants.
Okay. Who's going to talk about the grant?
Me.
Oh, Dawn. Okay. Nick?
Oops, turn off my noise box, sorry.
Change into Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
So Clint Eastwood is your theme song.
yeah.
I do that every time. Gives me a little bit more confidence.
As Nick saunters out, yeah.
So our books are closed for October, and the period in between the budget and the audit is kind of my lull period, so it's been a little bit nice, not going super hard with the budget and whatnot. I'm working on reimbursements with Ed and the engineers for Siebert Road and for Ellicott Creek. The engineering architecture pieces, we can submit for reimbursement for those right now. And I'm working with the HUD, our HUD contact, who's finally back to work, for the senior center reimbursement. Again, we're getting ready for the audit. The prelim starts first week of December, so it'll be here before we know it. And I'm also assisting with payroll. Our payroll supervisor is on maternity leave, and Katie, the assistant to the supervisor, has been filling in and doing a great job. That's really it for our office right now.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next time, wear a cowboy hat.
Shell?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
As you all know, we had our first snow event. It went rather smooth. We did have a few hiccups, and the mechanics worked hard on fixing them. And everybody came in, up and running. Guys did a great job, working extremely hard on getting all these leaves picked up. As we all know, a lot of them fell late. We have all our leavers out, all the grapplers too, as best we can fill them with our heel positions. So, guys are doing good. And I was also going to bring up the parking snow also. Also, we have 2 resolutions on tonight. One is for a new excavator. Reason for the excavator is that our 2019 has been nickel and diming and not really under warranty, but under the hours to save a lot of money and get a good trade-in. After 2,000 hours, you lose the value of the machine. So that is number 12. And number 19, we are looking to upgrade Dan Palumbo and Joe Lista to HEOs, as a lot of our equipment is a HEO, and we've been basically working them out of class most of the year, which then will give us Joe Zagario and Steve Prouse into a light equipment operator to have more backups for operating and driving the plow trucks. So we'd appreciate your support on that. Other than that, that's all we have.
Great.
Thank you.
Carmen?
We have one resolution for, I think it's lifeguards or wrestling. Our fall planting is done, we're getting ready for winter, doing some building work. Just want to make you guys aware, Cemetery Road and Broadway from Bowen to Town Line, I have 25 streetlights out. 2 of my guys went by today to verify them this morning, and just in that little section, we have 25 streetlights.
What is it, PSC, or whoever?
P&G, and if you look at the reports, it's always either a bad wire, a bad knot, which we get under warranty, but it's just light after light, and I don't think this has anything to do with green light. That's the rest of the town part.
A lot
I think
of
your
times
area
cells
was,
will go bad.
what's that?
A lot of time one of the cells will go bad.
Yeah, but the cells are all new. It's just a nightmare. They're bad, faulty ground, faulty wire. It's like they came in, Wendell came in, put these in, and just kind of took off. So
Can we get these things checked, Ed, to make sure they were put in
Well,
correctly?
PC&G put them all up.
Well, they're the ones that are fixing them, and I mean, we're getting killed with the bill.
They're the ones that put them up, because it sounds like if they're on Cemetery and Broadway, they're on NICEAG's poles, that's what it sounds like. That's my guess.
Just so you guys, I just want you guys to make aware of that. And then with that, PC equipment highways.
Hang on one second. Can we look at the specs as to what they're supposed to be, and then go out and take a look at it and see if they were done correctly? Because that's a lot to go out at the same time.
Well, I can, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can go back to Wendell, because they were out there full-time inspecting them all when they were going up.
Okay.
So I can see, I mean, I wasn't aware of any issues with spec, but I can check.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the records.
I mean, that's a lot at one time, so let's check on it.
Is there any time frame on warranty or anything like that?
Just the nods are under warranty. So you
Two,
can throw
two,
out
2 years from the time they went up.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
And then
6 years ago, 7 years ago?
It shouldn't be going out that quickly.
No, not 25 in a row.
Charging us to replace them.
And if people wonder why our Bobcat equipment we don't auction, we get a better deal trading them in, and they give us a killer deal. So that's why with Highway and their machine, we're not trading it in because it's, or not auctioning it, because we get a better deal with trade-in through Bobcat, because they send it to a different auction, which they get more money. So it's one of the reasons. And the other question is I've been getting emails from our insurance company, and then we talked about it in our department head meeting about GPS. They offered to do all the town's vehicles for free, which would even give the check engine lights. So I don't know if that's something you guys are interested in, but it's all completely free. It won't cost the town anything. And with all these vehicles getting stolen in the town, I don't know if that's somewhere, if you guys want to go that way. But they said it will reduce we had a conference call with them. It was supposed to reduce our insurance and everything. So, you guys give the okay?
I'm all for it, but why don't you send the stuff to the rest of the board to make sure they get a chance to look at it and make a decision?
All right, I'll call Pat and just ask him to send whatever he sent.
Okay, and we also didn't include Highway in there because Highway is another elected official, so he's going to make the call
Yeah.
for
Well, I
that.
think John was interested in it when
was he?
we had the department head meeting. So,
Okay.
but that's up to you guys.
Okay.
So, okay.
Thank you. Ron?
Good evening.
Evening.
So a couple things from emergency management. I attended the Highway Safety Symposium a couple weeks ago. Was trying to gather as much information as I could about e-bikes and e-scooters. I know there's been some problems. We've had some accidents and some injuries with them. So I'm kind of, it's going to take me a little bit to go over and review all of that. There are quite a few laws and regulations already on the books. So I'm not sure how much more the town would really have to do from a, from the town level, but
When I looked at it, there really, I mean, there was the state laws on there, but they left it up very specifically to the towns, whether we want to let them operate and where they're going to be operating. Has that changed?
where they operate, yes, is up to the town. The town can limit, town property or stuff like that if they wanted to. But there are quite a few laws already on the books under the V&T section. So, again, it's going to take me a little bit of time to review all of that and come up with a game plan and report back to, what might be the best option. One of the biggest things that they brought up during this conference was it's not just kids riding these. A lot of adults use them. Especially as they get older, they're not able to, pedal everywhere, so they use that power assist. So one of the things other towns have found out, they passed a lot of laws kind of aimed at the kids, but it also affected, the older population. So we want to make sure we don't do that.
Okay.
LVAC, they failed to meet their metric for October. It's the second month. So the town does have the option to fine them. I know the attorney's office has been working with LVAC's attorney, or they've been in contact talking about that. Some really good news about LVAC, they have some new supervisors that have recently took over. I've met with their new director of operations, and things seem to be working much better. and covering a lot more calls. I've noticed it this month already that, they're dropping less and less calls. So that's a great thing. They've also developed a new mutual aid plan for other ambulance services, and I think it looks a lot better than what was in place before. So, I have high hopes for that moving forward. And then the last thing...
Send an email to the board telling them what the fine is, because we make the determination, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is,
Everybody knows.
again, it's in the contract, but yeah, I'll write that up.
Okay.
And then the final thing was, we saw a special viewing of the Great American Family Channel Christmas Spark that was filmed here in Lancaster at Twin District Fire Hall. It came out really, really well, and Lancaster's, featured in it quite a bit, and along with Twin District Fire Company too. So I think it's good things for the town. Speaking with the production crew and the producers and that, they really enjoyed coming here, and I have nothing but good things to say about the area. So hopefully it'll bring more businesses in, and they'll do a couple more.
Okay. Do you have any 8x10s you're passing out? Autograph on them?
No, I've had a couple, yeah. So it was fun. It really was.
Great.
So, any questions? No? All right, I'll get that information to you.
Okay. Matt?
Hi, good evening. So the staff is working hard to keep up with the workload there. I do want to report in on the housing summit that I attended Friday morning. It was very interesting to be surrounded by that group of people from the county level, state level, non-for-profits. The main focus of the summit was to prioritize dwelling units in the more rural areas, the rural towns around the county. So it was a little disconnected from what we do here within the village and the developed portion of the town, but some very interesting facts and statistics as to how far above the 30% annual income level most homeowners are in. It's surprising how many that they have identified. So it's definitely a topic of concern, but I firmly believe that the private market can address those needs if they're really out there. So if you have any other questions or information, there's a couple of contacts for state grant funding, county, and other private input, but I can get that out to you if necessary.
Great. Thank you. Ed?
Let me see, a couple things. Walden Pond Sports Complex, we're working with a bleacher supplier to get the foundation requirements nailed down. The option, no change. We're expecting windows this month. I haven't heard anything different, so we'll see. I believe tonight's agenda, there's the award for the outdoor sign, so that'll move forward. The senior center work, partition wall is basically done, just waiting for the actual wall. I know it was back ordered. The roof is complete, siding, waiting for 3 windows on the west side, and that'll be wrapped up. The floor is complete, and then they have to come back and do the skylight yet. The Westwood Park turf field, we've started initial discussions with A-Turf to get that ball rolling so we can hit the ground running in the spring for construction. And the other thing we're working with Ron is on the Gunville landfill. We've made a request to get copies of the original closure plans for that. So I'm dealing with the copy company that can go into DEC and make copies and get them to us. So that's in progress. That's all I got.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Diane?
We're working hard. Tax office still collecting taxes. Clerk's office has been busy with doe and deer permits. The Rotary Club is, again, we are asking for sponsors for the village Christmas decorations, all the Christmas decorations that are hung on the poles in the village of Lancaster and in Depew. I think we do a little bit in the town of Lancaster. Any money collected, your names will be publicized as a thank you, and all monies will go to the Trinity Food Pantry and the Tri-Community Food Pantry. So, as you know, there are really a lot of people are kind of desperate this season, and we would really appreciate any monies that you could donate. Thank you.
So we got some flyers for that back here on the table where the rest of the flyer stuff usually is. Anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me or Diane. We can answer the questions for you about that, both being in the Rotary Club. Emily, anything for us this evening?
I do not have anything to report tonight.
Okay. We're going to take a little break, come back in about 9-10 minutes, and go from there.
Do you want to talk about the grants now, or?
You want to talk about grants now? Go right ahead.
Yeah, I can roll
Sure.
it off now rather than, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Cindy and I have been forging forward with grant work. Currently, we're working on a DOJ grant to assist us with vests for the police department. From there, we're looking at pursuing grant monies for the addition to the DCO building to accommodate the new ag laws that require dogs to be segregated until we're assured of their vaccination status. We went for that grant before last year. We did not receive it. We were debriefed as to why we didn't receive it. We're going to go for it again using that debriefing information. And currently, too, there's a TAP grant out there that Cindy and I are researching to see if we can accommodate that grant for any trails connecting Heritage Trail to Westwood Park, connecting of its existing subdivision, sidewalks, and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
that's it.
Since we're talking about grants, CDBG grant that we've applied for, they will be in town tomorrow. What they do is split up the supervisors from different towns, and they'll come in here and take a look at Lancaster. In return, I go look at some stuff in some other towns. I'll be doing that Wednesday, but they'll be here tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to get some money for the Keysa Pool to fix some things up there that need to be done. Okay?
It sorely needs updating, yes.
Absolutely.
So let's hope.
Okay. Anything else? All right. We'll be back in about 7 minutes for the town board meeting.
Need anything?
No.
So do you have a whole collection of these, or you just send out all the time?
It's funny, he doesn't even give those out anymore.
No.
So this is a brand new one. I don't really,
Yeah, I haven't seen those in forever,
Yeah.
except on meeting nights.
that's the last one I think I have. We had them before COVID.
Oh.
And he doesn't have them anymore. It used to be nice, because we have our Rotary meetings there. And it used to be nice, you know, you grab it and bring it home. 'Cause
You guys have your Rotary meetings at Russell's? I'm jealous. We have our
For breakfast.
Our Lions meetings at Reed.
you feel how the bottles,
Oh, yeah.
it's really,
That was a good. Oh yeah, his face is in there. He
Yeah.
wants to watch you during the meeting.
I don't know things. He go with you. We invited Lions Club and to have a joint Christmas party today.
I might have gotten an email about that. I think I did.
Good.
That's coming up. When is that?
I think it's
10th or 11th?
December 10th.
or 13th. I don't know. I don't have my,
It's usually like a Wednesday. What's the Wednesday?
yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes when I get emails from nobody else texting, I get emails. It won't come in order of the way people send them. I open up and check
Yeah.
emails, and I'm trying to follow, like, okay,
Yeah.
this guy said this person said this. And I'm going, wait a minute, I'm missing something.
I know. Huh.
Or you'll have an attachment on there, like, oh, here's a list of whatever, and I can't open the attachment. Or it could be just that I'm not good with.
We have a breakfast meeting there.
Okay.
So,
The technology. I used to be better with technology, but not anymore. Now you need to find like a 12-year-old. Stretch my legs if I got 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. It took a while to get that zoning board minutes done.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Crazy.
That's the most denials in one night ever. So I'm like the board.
But that's some steel in there.
Yeah. How was he last, right?
Because the ad works. My website went down.
See what the World Times says.
My website's gonna get from its trust.
Shoot. It's got panic attack.
I would be back. But I got the beginning part, the flight,
Oh, good.
you know,
Yeah,
pushing, yeah, so I got home. I was happy.
I know.
But I did enjoy the warm weather. I enjoyed 2 days of it.
It's just in the beginning.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Any reason?
No.
I only had a martini. But I
I mean, this, that's,
I'm just curious.
I always forget that.
You should have dealt with it.
Oh, I do.
You go out to the base, you go out Lockport Road,
he liked it.
90?
I do, I'll go. one
yeah,
time.
feel the cold in there? They took all the caulk out of the windows because we're getting new windows. Because they had lead in it, so they had to take it all out.
Yeah, 5 alarm.
Should have been in Diane's office last week.
Did you wear about 4 or 5 extra
When I
layers?
came home, it took me like an hour if I got home from my toes.
Because I went on a cruise and we
It's not
literally drove to the
truck, it only
got
has
the
3,000 miles in it.
because we had
Outside all the
one
warning
day
lights.
after we got off
and Stop working.
What? Much on there.
So I gotta bring it in tomorrow. There's like all these different recalls.
It is nice.
So I don't know how long they're gonna have them.
Yeah, it's black.
But luckily I'll have one car in front of me, so I'm stupid all the time. Clown car or something.
Yeah. Jeez, that's terrible. 3,000
Or take 3 trips. Too stressful. Yeah. But I have a last show. So we go to the
How's after that?
last show. So we're going to the show.
I didn't think Ford had that many recalls.
This
With-
one has
with this
few
one.
because it's that Ford.
Yeah.
It's that hybrid, so it has like, all of it is I guess like computer things where they just plug something, they gotta reprogram the computers. It's nothing like, so hopefully it doesn't take long.
It's purple shampoo.
Maybe it may take an hour and a half, depending on how the upgrade is.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop mine off in the morning. And then get
You have like highlights in your hair.
say it's ready, book it.
Bring out the highlights.
Prevent it
I'd
from
like to bring out the highlights in my hair.
You could use it for what? I would make what's the other one? Blue shampoo. It's good for
Gray?
for gray.
Bring out gray.
Yep, gray and silver. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sally's. They'll hook you up with some.
very, very useful. Thanks. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the town board meeting for November 17th, 2025. Diane, roll call, please.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Here.
Councilmember Dickman.
Here.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Here.
Councilmember Studley.
Here.
Supervisor Leary.
Here. Tonight's pledge and invocation will be led by Councilmember Studley.
I pledge allegiance
Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, in remembrance of Veterans Day last week and Thanksgiving next week, we give thanks for the blessings of our nation and for the courage and sacrifice of our veterans. We thank the men and women who have served in our armed forces for their selfless commitment to protecting our freedom. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, tonight we have 26 pre-filed resolutions, one public hearing, one executive sessions. We unfortunately, we don't have anybody's name to close in memory of. I guess that's good. No suspended resolutions. Our public hearing is for special use permit, AAA Auto Glass, 4106 Walden Avenue, Building 820, Unit 11. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go into executive session for a couple of minutes. So can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickon.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Thank you.
Meeting will continue.
down there, isn't he? Side yard. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the reduction factor. Oh.
67 pounds.
I think in California, they have higher snow in the mountains.
In Maine.
So it comes off the map, doesn't it?
Yeah. He knows where nearest is.
No, I know. Banner spreadsheet, I forgot to put it in change. You'll get a reduction in wind.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Nick, could you join us for a moment? Thank you. The live stream is still recording.
Curry's down here. My wife had a booth at the craft fair. A lot of traffic. I gotta call the paper. Was it back there, I did see where the floodplain is. Yeah. Where'd you get that from DBI? I said, nope, I haven't seen anything. Mapping. What's that? He said, I said, no, I said, not unless, I said, unless they submitted it to, the master plan, but I didn't see any updated mapping. You? No, they told me they submitted it, I said, I don't have it. When they got out there, with the additional survey and that. Right. Yeah, that's what they messed up in the survey, they didn't submit that. No. No.
No official actions were taken by the town board in executive session.
You have a motion to close the executive session?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. At this time, we are going to be pulling resolutions, and I'll turn it over to Councilmember Burkhart in a second. Resolutions, is it
17 and 26.
17 and 26. And the reasoning is, and I'm just going to read something to you. As a reminder, the only way for this to be legal is that a town program is administered by the Boys and Girls Club that receives funding only for expenses within the agreed-upon program is the way that we got to go. Now, unfortunately, this has become a very political agenda, what unfortunately to me is unacceptable, and we want to get away from any of that stuff. We're talking about kids here. So as a solution, and as the Chief Financial Officer for the town of Lancaster, I will move forward to have an audit completed of the town funding to the Boys and Girls Club, which will begin in January of 2026, covering the period of January 2025 through December 31st, 2025. This should eliminate any issues or questions with the funding and how it is being utilized, and take the politics out of this youth development program. Moving forward, the funding of this program will be made part of the town of Lancaster's annual audit process. So every year, they'll take a look, make sure everything is good, and then if everything's good, the town board can then vote on exactly how much money they think should be given to the Boys and Girls Club. Mark?
So what this will do too is it could actually benefit the Boys and Girls Club. Because within that audit and within the budget, it could show that what we were giving is less than what you should be getting. So within that, we can actually vote on increasing that to where it should be. This here is not going to affect your January payment at all. You'll still get the same amount. It probably should be a week or two with that audit before February. And at that time, how the resolution was tonight, where it was coming out of the general fund, going into the Boys and Girls Club line item. That's all that would have to be done with a resolution after the audit, was I would put that up for adoption again, just like it was tonight with 17, with asking for X amount coming from the general fund and then going into that line item. So I think this could be very beneficial for both sides. It's taken all the other questions out that each side has and could really benefit you guys at the end of the day. If it's showing that, yeah, you know, instead of that extra 50, you needed 75. And we could put that up for adoption at that time.
Okay. Anybody else? Comments? Okay. All set? All right, we're going to move on with our public hearing, which is scheduled for 7:05. Can I have a motion to go into the public hearing?
So moved.
Okay. Do we have a second? Second for the public hearing? Okay, on the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, Town of Lancaster notice of public hearing on application for a special use permit approval for an auto glass repair and replacement facility located at 4106 Walden Avenue, Building 820, Unit 111, Lancaster, New York. Legal notice is hereby given that pursuant to the authorities set forth in Chapter 400 zoning, Article 14, Administration and Enforcement, Section 400-78, Special Use Permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on the 3rd day of November 2025, the said Town Board will hold a public hearing on the 17th day of November 2025, which is today, local time here at Town Hall, for the purposes of considering and possibly approving a special use permit application for an auto glass repair and replacement facility located at 4106 Walden Avenue, Building 820, Unit 111. Okay, so at this point in time, does anybody want to talk about the repair shop here and the possible special use permit? please raise your hand, get my attention, and then you can come forward and talk about it. Do we have anybody from the company or anybody who wants to talk about this? Yes, in the back?
I'm from the company.
Come on up. And state your name.
Name is Greg Johnson. The only thing that's different on here is it states 4106 Walden. It's actually 800 Eastport. I don't know if that makes a difference. I mean, that's what Uniland says, so.
The parcel address is 4106 Walden Avenue.
Okay.
This is one of the several buildings that was approved by site plan. You're in building 820, unit 111.
Okay.
Can I get your name again?
Greg Johnson.
Thank you.
Okay, do you want to tell us about what's going on?
So realistically, I mean, we repair auto glass. So when it breaks or chips, we take it out, put it in. On our line of business, there's no transfer of fluids or anything like that. It's a urethane glue. Basically, you pull the glass out, put the new stuff in. We realistically only need it for summer use, or I should say winter use. I mean, we have snow and cold weather. Summertime, we do everything remote and on-site with customers. Or unless we get, an exotic car or something like that where it's a little bit more, hands-on or carefulness, I guess what I should say. But that's about it. Nothing crazy.
Thank you. Okay. Does anybody, you're all set.
Thanks.
Does anybody else want to be heard on this topic? Don't see any hands raised for anybody else. Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close.
Second,
Second.
on the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. At this point in time, we're going to move on to persons who want to address the town board on any pre-filed or suspended resolutions. We have no suspended resolutions. The town board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the town board on any pre-filed or proposed suspended resolutions for a total period of 30 minutes. Please raise your hand, be recognized by yours truly. Give your name and address to the town clerk. Speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants an extension of the time limit, and any unruly activity will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anybody who wants to talk about any of the pre-filed resolutions that are still on the agenda? Please raise your hand. Okay. Seeing no hands raised at this time, we're going to move on to official reports of the town board. What do we have for official reports or reports of town board committees? Okay, anybody got anything?
I have some.
Go ahead.
So I have a couple different reports here. For the library, they have their annual meeting for the Friends of the Lancaster Library on January 15th at 7:00 p.m. They help support, the library open on Sundays and having fun with that. So it's a great group to get involved with. If that's, if you love the library and are interested, they would like to see you there. In addition, the library was very thankful for the windows being cleaned as part of the, is Carmen still here? Thank you. We hired somebody that's going to go around the town and do all of the windows. All the high windows. And they were very impressed with how well the windows look now, and we're very thankful for that. And then I know Carmen is going to be working on some other projects at the library, and fixing some ceiling tiles and things like that. Still working on some lighting there, and getting those carpets cleaned soon too. So they're thankful for everything we're doing with our building. So that's the library. And then with parks, I know that I've had a conversation with Carmen about the Westwood Park Playground. In there, if you've been there, there is a section where there's a landing, like a two-story piece. And it's kind of hard for some kids to get up there. You have to climb up something. It's not necessarily safe for everybody. So I think to meet that safety need, we're going to end up we're going to bring it to the board for a decision on if we can put in some stairs or, that a slight incline ramp that kind of leads up to there just for that safety purpose. And then I have Ron as well as Supervisor Leary, and I know that Diane was there too. Apologies if other people were there that I missed, but we all went to the viewing of the Christmas Spark movie. It was great. Like Ron's not here. Okay, Ron's not here to say it, but he said that during our work session. It was a great movie. It really highlighted the town, and it was, hopefully people will want to do more work here. So it was great to see that and
Yeah, I
see-
believe they're coming back in March, film a couple more
Yeah.
movies, so
Yeah.
should be good.
Some of our town line firemen were in there, cameos and stuff too. We got to see Ron Rosler driving the fire truck. If you're watching it, you'll be able to see that. And then the last thing I had was, I have the, from September to November, the Boys and Girls Club reports. Okay, so I have one for everybody to take. To summarize it, because this is, I believe it's 11 pages long, every program is broken out, and they have on here the dates it was ran. So the dates are from September until November, and I know that the beginning of September was a little challenging to get the dates, or get the number of youth, because with busing issues and things like that. So it took a little bit of time to get, but we have this. And up until now, this is what we have. We have a total of 602 members on file. The average daily attendance is 145. And then, I don't want to read this to everybody, apologies, because it would take me a long time. But every program is in here. So you guys can take a look at that and see the different programs and how many people attended each of them. There's also a program description, the program highlights and outcomes, impact and feedback, and then next steps and recommendations are even on there as well.
Thank you. Anything else? I got Santa in Westwood Park, correct me if I'm wrong, Carmen, Sunday, November 30th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., where you can come out, join Santa and other special guests at Westwood Park Pavilion for a holiday event. And again, that is Sunday, November 30th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's all I got for reports at this point. We're going to move on to our pre-filed resolutions. Number one is mine. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the town board held November 3rd, 2025 be and are hereby affirmed. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number two. Be it resolved that the following audited claims be and are hereby ordered paid from their respective accounts as per abstract to be filed in the office of the town clerk by the supervisor's office, to wit, check run number 1117-2025, total amount hereby authorized to be paid, $994,540.06. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number three, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 3 for adoption. Resolved that the following building permit applications be and are hereby reaffirmed. We have 23 in the town, 10 in the village, for a total of 33. Now therefore be it resolved that the building permit applications coded CSW for conditional sidewalk waiver be and are hereby reaffirmed with a waiver of the town ordinance required for sidewalks. However, the waiver is granted upon the express condition that the town of Lancaster, any future date, reserves the right to order sidewalk installation at the expense of the property owner.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 4, whereas the town of Lancaster has a current agreement with William Shutt Associates, P.C. to provide professional services for municipal engineering for the town, which is set to expire on December 31st, 2025, and whereas the town entered into this agreement January 1, 2023, which covers a period of 3 years with an additional 1-year extension unless either entity provides the other with a written notice on or before November 30th, 2025 of its intent not to renew, and whereas the town board has duly discussed and reviewed this agreement and finds it to be in the public's interest to extend the contract with William Shutt Associates, P.C. under the same conditions outlined in the current agreement for a term of 1 year. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the town clerk is directed to memorialize this resolution in writing to William Shutt Associates, P.C., advising them of this intent to extend the agreement for 1 year, commencing on the first day of January 2026 and continuing through 31st day of December 2026 under the same conditions of the current 2023 to 2025 agreement. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley? Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 5, Councilmember Burkhart, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I'm offering Resolution 5 for adoption. Whereas John Pilato, Highway Superintendent for the Town of Lancaster, has requested the creation of one new, cleaner part-time position in the Town of Lancaster Highway Department. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster be and is hereby authorized to complete and submit Form PO-17 New Position Duties Statement for authorization by the Erie County of Erie Department of Personnel to create one position of cleaner part-time in the Highway Department. And be it further resolved that the Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement foregoing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Studley, number 6, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer resolution number 6. Whereas New York State Senate Bill S-8481 and New York State Assembly Bill A-8996 would authorize local governments to opt out of mandates and benchmarks established under the Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, CLCPA, including universal electrification requirements, by filing a resolution with the Department of Environmental Conservation. And whereas across New York State, communities are facing steep increases in utility costs and housing construction expenses due to electrification mandates. These include restrictive building codes that prohibit natural gas, vehicle sales quotas that eliminate traditional models, and infrastructure benchmarks for EV charging that are often impractical and financially burdensome. And whereas local governments must retain the capacity to make energy, infrastructure, and development decisions suited to local conditions, fiscal realities, and public health and safety concerns. And whereas New York State Senate Bill and the New York State Assembly Bill affirms the principle of home rule by allowing local governments to make energy decisions that reflect the unique needs of their residents and businesses. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of Lancaster hereby supports the New York State Senate Bill and the New York State Assembly Bill, recognizing that these bills provide an appropriate mechanism for local governments to opt out of mandates under the CLCPA and related universal electrification requirements by submitting a formal resolution to the Department of Environmental Conservation. And be it further resolved, the town clerk shall forward copies of this resolution to Governor Kathy Hochul, New York State Senator Patrick Gallivan, and New York State Assemblyman Patrick Chudzinski, and all others deemed necessary and proper.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 7, whereas the town board is considering the proposed project submitted on behalf of United Rentals, South Central Industrial Properties, applicant on a rough, approximately 7.34 acre parcel located at 2 Benzel Court in the town of Lancaster. And whereas the town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on November 5th, 2025, and recommended a negative declaration be issued. And whereas the town board has duly considered the plans for the project using the short environmental assessment form, the criteria for determining significance set forth in 6 NYCRR Section 617.7C of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, regulations, and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board. And whereas the Town Board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas, and has made a reasoned elaboration of the basis for its determination. And whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under seeker, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster that, number 1, this project is described as the installation of a proposed container shelter and modular office with associated parking spaces, along with the removal of asphalt areas to be replaced with stone, the replacement of the existing asphalt driveway apron with concrete located at 2 Benzel Court will not result in any large and important environmental impacts, and therefore will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. Number 2, the reasons supporting this determinations are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance with respect to this project. Number 3, the town board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration of environmental significance. Number 4, the town clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. 5, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies. And number 6, this resolution is effective immediately. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 8, whereas United Rentals applicant submitted an application for the installation of a proposed container shelter and modular office with associated parking spaces, along with the removal of asphalt areas to be replaced with stone and replacement of the existing asphalt driveway aprons with concrete on their 7.34 acre site located at 2 Benzel Court. Whereas the town, as acting agency, lead agency, duly considered the request for the project, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board in conformance with the seeker regulations, and today, the town board issued a negative declaration, and whereas the planning board recommended to the town board on November 5th, 2025, the approval of the site plan is submitted and in conformance with town building and zoning codes, and the town board will approve the site plan with the following conditions: 1, issuance of private improvement permit; 2, as-built survey will be provided. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the site plan submitted for United Rentals located at 2 Benzel Court. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 9. Whereas by letter dated November 6, 2025, Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster, has recommended the appointment of the following individuals to the position of part-time permanent in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department for the fall-winter season of 2025-2026. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the following individuals are hereby appointed to the following part-time permanent positions in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department, working no more than 19.50 hours per week, and this being a part-time position provides no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. And we have several attendants for basketball, and that covers, and then one for youth wrestling. The pay rate is $17.50 for the rec attendant, who's the supervisor, and then everybody else is making $15.50 an hour. Effective date is November 15th, 2025 for everybody. Be it further resolved, this appointment is contingent upon successful completion of all pre-employment checks and appropriate paperwork filed with the supervisor's office, New York State required certifications, new hire training programs, completion of town policy acknowledgments. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 10. Whereas Robert E. Leary, supervisor for the town of Lancaster, has requested the purchase of one new and unused ADA-compliant aluminum bleacher with installation for use at the Walden Pond turf field, and whereas the above referenced bleacher is available from the park catalog, 931 Village Boulevard, Suite 905, 354, West Palm Beach, Florida, under a Sourcewell contract, a local government and procurement collaborative of the state of Minnesota, of which the town of Lancaster is a member, and will be piggybacking off of, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant to Section 103-16 of the General Municipal Law. And whereas the total cost for the ADA-compliant aluminum bleacher with installation is $157,794 per the park catalog sales quote dated September 25th, 2025, with $130,000 being paid from the budget line 90234-400, Walden Pond Turf Field, that's the bonding, and $27,795 being paid for from budget line 37-7000-260, the rec filing fees. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase from the park catalog under a Sourcewell contract for the total amount not to exceed $157,795. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. And so you remember, the turf field is down there right now. This is going to be the stands for the turf field that will be put in sometime in the spring. Still working on possibly some additional areas in there so we can, do the play-by-play from up in one of the booths, whether that's going to be on the attachment itself or a separate building. We're still trying to figure that out. We're working on it. So that'll be the second phase, and then we're also looking for lighting for this facility. So anybody who wants to donate some money to lighting to the teams that are involved playing in there, that'd be great. And then that would complete the process. Okay, resolution number 11. Whereas the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Phase 2 stormwater regulations require owners and operators of small MS4s in New York State, such as the town of Lancaster, to obtain permanent coverage under the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation's general permit for stormwater discharges from MS4s. And whereas the U.S. EPA Phase 2 stormwater regulations require owners and operators of small MS4s who obtain general permit coverage to develop and enforce a stormwater management program designed to reduce the discharge of pollutants to the maximum extent practical in order to protect water quality and to satisfy the appropriate water quality requirements of New York State environmental conservation law and the Clean Water Act. And whereas the owners and operators of small MS4s recognize that because watersheds and separate storm sewer systems cross municipal boundaries, and these are opportunities to save time, money, and energy by working collaboratively, the coalition members should work together to meet the requirements of U.S. EPA Phase 2 stormwater regulation. Whereas the coalition members, including the town of Lancaster, recognize the benefits of cooperation to achieve improved water quality and flood control, and whereas the town of Lancaster, along with such other municipalities and entities with similar interests relative to the aforesaid requirements, have formed a coalition to address these and other issues, and whereas a memorandum of agreement relative to the Western New York Stormwater Coalition has been presented to the town of Lancaster for a term of 5 years, terminating on December 31st, 2030, and whereas it is deemed proper and appropriate for the town of Lancaster to enter into and execute such memorandum of agreement to advance such purposes and cooperate with other members of said coalition. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby authorizes and directs the supervisor to execute such memorandum of agreement by and on behalf of the town of Lancaster and the Western New York Stormwater Coalition. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 12, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I'm offering Resolution 12 for adoption. Whereas by letter dated November 10th, 2025, John Pilato, Town of Lancaster Highway Superintendent, has requested the purchase of one new and unused E55 R2 Series Bobcat compact excavator for use by the Highway Department. And whereas the above-mentioned compact excavator is available from Clark Equipment Company, DBA Bobcat Company, West Fargo, North Dakota, and will be purchased as per New York State OGS contract PC 69396, Group 40625, Award PGB 22792, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant to Section 103 of General Municipal Law. And whereas the purchase price of one new and unused Bobcat excavator is $82,721.16.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to go, man? I got all this
All
together.
right, I'm sorry. No, we were cutting it short a little.
A third.
Whereas the Highway Superintendent, Pilato, has advised the town board that the Highway Department no longer has use for a used 2019 Bobcat excavator with 1,185 hours and has requested that the town board therefore deem the equipment to be surplus. And whereas Bobcat Company has offered to supply a trade-in value for the used 2019 Bobcat at $37,250. And whereas the total expenditure for the Bobcat is $45,741.16, that's minus the trade-in credit, to be paid for from the highway budget line, other motorized equipment. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster declares that the 2019 Bobcat is no longer needed for town purposes and is hereby deemed surplus to be traded in for credit from Bobcat Company. Be it further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves and authorizes a budget transfer in the 2025 operating budget in the amount of $42,471.16 from budget line 01-8540-101 to highway budget line other motorized equipment. And be it further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of one new and unused Bobcat excavator from Bobcat Company for the total amount not to exceed $45,471.16 with trade-in, which will be paid for from the budget line other motorized equipment.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 13, whereas by letter dated November 10th, 2025, John Trojanowski, Executive Director for the Town of Lancaster Youth Bureau, has recommended the appointment of the following individual at the position of part-time permanent tutor for the Youth Bureau. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the following individual is hereby appointed to the following part-time permanent position in the Town of Lancaster Youth Bureau, working no more than 19.50 hours per week, and that this being a part-time position provides no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time employees. And we're appointing Amy McPeak as the tutor at $19 pay rate starting on November 17th, 2025. Be it further resolved, this appointment is contingent upon successful completion of all pre-employment checks and appropriate paperwork filed with the supervisor's office, New York State required certifications, new hire training programs, completion of town policy acknowledgements, and be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 14, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I offer Resolution 14 for adoption. Whereas Twin District Volunteer Fire Company by letter received November 12, 2025 has requested the addition of the following member to the roster of said fire association. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby confirms the addition to the membership of Twin District, the following individual, Joshua Fletcher.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Studley, number 15, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I offer Resolution 15 for adoption, whereas Section 1660A18, Vehicle and Traffic Law of the State of New York authorizes the town to restrict or limit the stopping, standing, or parking of vehicles on roadways, within the town, except state highways. And whereas in the interest of public safety, temporary no parking signs are required for the Stony Brook Legendary Lights event running from November 27th, 2025 to January 1st, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the following areas: Stony Brook Drive, the odd side of the street; Kellyanne Drive, the odd side of the street and in the cul-de-sac; Whitestone Lane, odd side of the street and in the cul-de-sac; Westbury Lane, even side of the street; Stonehenge Drive, odd side of the street; Cedar Brook Drive, even side of the street; Quail Run Lane, odd side of the street and in the cul-de-sac; Hunter's Drive, even side of the street. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster deems it in the public interest to add temporary no parking signs on the above-mentioned streets for the Stony Brook Legendary Lights event running from November 27th to January 1st, which should be 2027, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
27,
January 1st, 2027. Oh, 2026.
2026.
Gosh.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Not a year. I'm
Second.
ahead of year.
Okay. You got a second? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 16, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 16 for adoption. Whereas on September 2nd, 2025, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster approved a resolution for the purchase of a Pro QA automated call talking software in the amount of $42,075 for the use by the Lancaster Police Department. And whereas the above referenced software was purchased from Priority Dispatch of Salt Lake City, Utah, sole source provider of Pro QA, and whereas it has been brought to Chief William Gummo's attention that the purchase price of $42,075 was listed incorrect in the agreement and should have read $50,875. Whereas the amended cost of Pro QA software is $50,875 being paid from budget line professional services. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the amended purchase price of the Pro QA automated call talking software from Priority Dispatch for a total amount not to exceed $50,875, which will be paid from the budget line professional services.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Schroeder, number 18, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 18, whereas the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Justice Programs provides grant monies to offset a portion of costs associated with the purchase of bulletproof vests for sworn police officers, and whereas the grant will provide up to a 50% reimbursement for monies to be expended to purchase these items, and whereas all applications must be completed electronically online. And now therefore be it resolved, the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes Robert E. Leary, Lancaster Town Supervisor, or a representative to act on the town's behalf in submittal of an application through the online application for the purpose of securing these grant funds.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 19. Whereas by letter dated November 10th, 2025, John Pilato, Highway Superintendent of the Town of Lancaster, has recommended the appointment of the following employees in the Town of Lancaster Highway Department pursuant to New York State Highway law. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby recognizes the appointment of the following employees in the Town of Lancaster Highway Department effective November 15th, 2025, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiation agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the CSCA Blue Collar Union and all applicable provisions of law. We have David Palumbo moving from a light equipment operator to a heavy equipment operator, as is Joseph Lista. They'll both be paid $35.82 an hour. Then we have Joseph Zagario, a laborer, moving up to light equipment operator, and Steve Prouse, also moving from laborer to light equipment operator, both at a pay rate of $34.30 an hour. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Studley, number 20, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I offer resolution number 20 for its adoption, whereas by letter dated November 7th, 2025, Jennifer Strong, our town attorney, has requested the purchase and installation of one new and unused Epson SureColor T5470M with an integrated scanner. And whereas per the Town of Lancaster's procurement policy, 2 quotes have been obtained, and whereas the above referenced copier scanner is available through Western New York Imaging out of Buffalo, New York, whereas the total cost is $5,950 and will be paid out of the town budget line 011420-211. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby approves the purchase and installation of one new and unused Epson SureColor with integrated scanner from Western New York Imaging for a total amount not to exceed $5,950, which will be paid for from the budget line I stated before.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 21, whereas Robert E. Leary, supervisor for the town of Lancaster, has donated the following audio PA equipment for the Walden Pond Sports Complex, valued at no more than $1,207.14 to the town of Lancaster, and it consists of some Sennheiser microphones, receiver antenna, Phoenix Pro UHF wireless microphone system, a couple of microphone stands, a 2-rack drawer. I put together a rack system for them for the current, for what was happening this year, but we want to upgrade things a little bit. 2 Soundtown 600-watt, 6-zone, 70-volt, 100-volt power amplifiers, and a JBL AWC62, 6.5, 120-watt surface mount commercial speaker. These are basically, it's a stadium speaker. What I did for them was I put together a PA system for the field. It worked pretty well, but we got to upgrade it a little bit when we get the stands, the bleachers in there, so it'll work a little bit better. So I purchased a couple of things. I'll do the work for them. It's a hobby of mine and something I've learned over the last couple of years. Whereas after due review and consideration, the town board has determined that the town of Lancaster can make use of such a donation, and it is in the public interest to accept. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board of Lancaster hereby accepts the above-mentioned equipment for the Walden Pond Sports Complex, valued at no more than $1,207.14 to the town of Lancaster. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes, and thank you.
My pleasure.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 22, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 22 for adoption. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster held a public hearing on November 17, 2025, upon the application of Greg Johnson submitted on behalf of Udaland Development for special use permit for AAA Auto Glass at 4106 Walden. Whereas persons for and against said special use permit have had an opportunity to be heard, and whereas Matt Fishione, Code Enforcement Officer of the Town of Lancaster, has recommended the issuance of the special use permit with conditions as per his letter dated October 17, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster does grant a special use permit to AAA Auto Glass to operate an auto glass repair and replacement facility located at 4106 Walden Avenue upon the conditions set forth in the ordinance for the period beginning November 18, 2025 and ending November 17, 2027, and that the applicant will continue in compliance with the conditions set forth in Light Industrial District, supplementary regulations for Light Industrial District, and special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and to any additional conditions listed herein as long as the applicant continues to engage in the occupation listed above on the premise, namely, and this has 4 conditions.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 23, whereas Town Engineer Ed Schiller has previously advertised a request for quotes for an outdoor sign at the Lancaster Opera House, and whereas one quote was received, opened, and reviewed on June 23rd, 2025 at 10 a.m., and whereas Edward Schiller, P.E., the town's consulting engineer, by letter dated November 12, 2025, has recommended awarding the bid to Empire Digital Signs, LLC, located at 200 West Ridge Road, Suite 212, Rochester, New York, a registered contractor with New York State Department of Labor, Public Work Contractor and Subcontractor Registry, being the lowest bid in the amount of $27,270.61. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby awards the bid for an outdoor sign at the Lancaster Opera House to Empire Digital Signs, LLC, in an amount not to exceed $27,270.61, being the lowest bid in conformance with the specifications on file in the office of William Shutt Associates, and be it further resolved that the expense will be paid for from budget line 90244-400 contractual expenses. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the contract upon receipt and approval of the required documents and insurance certificates by the town attorney's office. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, this is a sign that's going to be going right out in front for the Opera House, and basically we are going to be reimbursed from New York Forward money sometime in the future, hopefully, it's got to be sometime by the end of 2027. So we will get reimbursed for this. This is part of the whole restructuring of the building here. But that's one of the steps, I think the second step involved. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 24. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has considered and reviewed the 2026 budget estimates and assessment roll for special districts, spreading the cost on a benefit basis, and whereas a public hearing on said 2026 special district budget estimates and assessment roll was held by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on November 3rd, 2025, now therefore be it resolved that the 2026 budget estimates and assessment roll for special districts, spreading cost on a benefit basis as filed with the town clerk on September 30th, 2025, be and are hereby adopted as the final 2026 budget for special districts for the town of Lancaster for the fiscal year beginning on January 1, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026, and that such budget as adopted and as summarized below be entered in detail in the minutes of the proceedings of this town board. We have the refuse district, lighting district, fire protection district, water district, with a subtotal of $9,123,017. Amount to be raised by taxation will be $8,603,501. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 25. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has reviewed the 2026 preliminary town budget, and whereas a public hearing on said 2026 preliminary town budget was held by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on November 3rd, 2025, now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the 2026 preliminary budget is modified as shown on Schedule A, B, and is hereby adopted as the 2026 final budget of the Town of Lancaster for the fiscal year beginning on January 1, 2026, and ending December 31st, 2026, and that such budget as adopted be entered in detail in the minutes of the proceeding of this town board. And we have the appropriations for the general fund, townwide, general fund, town outside villages, police fund, highway fund, town outside villages, miscellaneous special tree planting fee, miscellaneous special revenue, police assets forfeitures, miscellaneous special revenue recreation filing fee, miscellaneous special revenue memorial garden. Subtotal of the general budget is $34,737,319. Issue? Yes. There's no schedule. Right, it has not been amended. Okay, all right, so we're going to change the wording there. And is hereby adopted the 25 for the fiscal year.
Just, I would say, get rid of as modified as shown.
Yeah, it's
on Schedule
modified,
A.
okay.
There's been no amendments.
There has been no amendments.
So there's no
Okay.
reason to.
All right, so we're going to strike that,
As shown.
and that's the only thing we need to change on there, correct? Okay. So the total appropriations, $34,737,319. Amount to be raised by taxation is $18,563, $18,563,863. And Section 2, that the town clerk of the town of Lancaster prepare and certify and duplicate copies of said annual 2026 budget as adopted by the town board, together with the assessment rolls for benefit improvements, if any, adopted pursuant to Section 202A of the town law, and deliver one copy thereof to the supervisor. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Okay, at this point, that concludes our pre-filed resolutions. We are going to move on to the presentation of communications by the city clerk. 527, received and filed. 528, 529, received and filed. 530, 531, both received and filed. 532, Planning and Zoning Committee. 533, received and filed. 534, received and filed. 535, received and filed. 536, Police Department. 537, Planning and Zoning Committee. 538, Town Board. 539, Planning and Zoning Committee. 540, received and filed. 541 and 542 and 543 are resolutions tonight. 544, also a resolution tonight. 545, received and filed. 546, Town Board. 547, resolution tonight. 548, Planning and Zoning Committee. 549, Planning and Zoning Committee. 550, Town Board. And 551, received and filed. All right, we've come to the point in the meeting where any individual wanting to talk about any particular topic will be allowed to do so. The town board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the town board on any town of Lancaster subject for a total period of 30 minutes. Please raise your hand, be recognized by yours truly, give your name and address to the town clerk, speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants a speaker an extension of this time limit, and any unruly activity will result in expulsion. Do we have anybody who wants to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand at this point. Yes, ma'am?
Hi, my name is Kristen Buscemi. I live at 96 Maple Drive. And before I start, I have to say I love a good deal, and I remember I was here a few months ago and they talked about the Bobcat trade, so I was waiting for it. So I thought that was funny. At any rate, I am here to speak about the proposed construction of Wood Spring Suites Hotel on Zero Maple Drive in Bowmansville. We did have a meeting with the town planning board last week, and it was passed 4-3. And it was stated during the meeting that the zoning board had met on the hotel and granted them a height difference. And I wasn't exactly aware that they had met, and several of my neighbors weren't aware of that. So we looked back and watched the video and saw the minutes, and in fact, the hotel was entered under Indus Hospitality Group instead of Wood Spring Suites, so we didn't realize that they were meeting. At the meeting, when I watched the video, there was one neighbor who spoke, who the developer called up, who stated that his name was Paul Steven. He owns the property next door, 130 Maple Drive, and he failed to disclose that he in fact owns the land that is being sold to the developer. He spoke and said that he's the only neighbor impacted by the development of this hotel, and that it's a commercial area. It's very deceitful. We have been coming to the town planning board meetings for almost a year, and in fact, the hotel backs up to a residential area, a historic area. My home at 96 Maple, if you go to the store, Buffalo Spree interviewed me this summer for the significance of our home and our neighborhood, and there's a 4-page spread in the Buffalo Spree about Bowmansville. The first line talks about how the historic hamlet is leafy and rural, and their home is nestled among other historic properties, but they are just minutes from Transit Road and the Thruway. We have 6 historic properties on our street dating all the way back to 1845, and the neighbors are very much opposed to this development, which would bring a lot of crime in terms of the hotels that are already there. There's horrific types of crimes going on, and we don't want that around our children, our families. So I'm just bringing that to the board, and thank you for your time.
Is it P-I-J-A-C-K-I, your last name?
Buscemi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
that's
mixed
okay.
up with somebody.
I spoke with you on the phone last week or 2 weeks ago, yeah. So my communication was included, it's in there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Andy Buscemi. I'm Kristen's husband, also at 96 Maple in Bowmansville. Yeah, I mean, we've addressed the planning board a number of times, and, we just wanted to, now that it's gone on to the next phase, come and address the town here. For a project that, in my opinion, is kind of a questionable purpose to what good it actually does for the community, other than any potential tax money, right? I think it's just important to consider a few things. We had in 2024, I guess, apparently 880 hotel crime calls in Lancaster, 124 coming from Red Roof Inn, which is the neighboring property to the proposed development area. We have, the area is, it's residential, but it butts up against that commercial area there. And I just don't know that it's the best thing for our community and what we want. We want to homogenize everything, then fine, we can go ahead and do that and get the tax money, but as far as like what we're actually getting out of it and what that does and how that impacts the community, it's not good, a lot of the stuff that we kind of see go on around there, and especially at that Red Roof Inn and the stuff that's happening. I have 2 young boys. There's lots of families along that street. We do not have sidewalks. Additional traffic is a concern, all of that. And so we had mentioned a lot of this throughout the planning board meeting, throughout the planning boards. But the thing is, it's almost kind of funny, because as it passed on that 4-3 vote, which understandably so, like the developer actually was making good progress towards the things that we were talking about with, they had to do the 2-to-1 trees replacement, and then they kind of revised their plan, et cetera. But, I got home, I was out of town, and then I get home, I was out of town that day. I was not able to make the planning board meeting. I come home, it's like midnight, and I get to the corner of my street, and there's like 8 to 10 cop cars on the corner of my street. Legitimately, the night of the planning board meeting that it passed 4-3, I get home, there's 10 cop cars on the corner of my street. So I go right up to the cops, and they're all in front of my house, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's happening here? And they're like, oh, we had a hit and run, or there's a car chase, ended at the Red Roof Inn, and we think they're in the back, in the woods back there, back behind all of our properties, behind Salvador's Garden Place Hotel. That's essentially our backyards on Bowmansville, because all of that is a flood zone, essentially, so that it's hard to develop there, et cetera. But essentially, they thought that there was some dudes back there running around, and hey, check your cameras. You know what I mean? And that's not a surprise to stuff that happens in that area with stuff that goes on over there. So just kind of, I thought that was interesting, and I don't want to go over everything, and I want to keep things limited to the 5 minutes here, but we have over the last year gone into the planning board meetings and presented a lot of traffic incidents, things that have happened over there. So I guess my main question is what are we actually getting out of this? As far as what it does to our community, is it worth the potential money of tax money? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. But I don't think that it's really good for our community, at all. It doesn't really serve any purpose other than homogenize. Adding another hotel, it's going to bring more crime. What's going to happen with the additional crime that comes in that already happens? Is Woodspring Suites going to pay for the calls to the police when they come in? I don't know. I'm just saying, it's just, these are things that are worth thinking about and considering. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody else want to be? Yes, ma'am.
Kathleen Pajacki, 112 Maple Drive. I sent a letter this morning, or over the weekend, actually, and hoping you guys got it, specifically pointing out the same aspects that we have, the safety concerns, protecting our green space, and preserving the character of the hamlet of Bowmansville. I specifically pulled out of the town's master plan that you guys had around specific statements from that master plan where it says Bowmansville in particular struggles with traffic already. The other one was that it should be considered declaring a historic area. As we've mentioned, there's crime, numerous crime, and as you saw last week, no one is safe, not even Russ Salvatore. Stolen his Bentley right out of his parking lot. And I've also included numerous reviews from the neighboring hotels that are not favorable, that show that the police reports that we have provided, prostitution, crime, drugs, all are in those areas, in those current hotels. They are long-term suites, which are cheap apartments for people that can't afford, because obviously they're either drug-related. I mean, God forsaken, I know that there might be a few, battered women or something in there, they're different, but this is another long-term suite hotel. If you look up the hotels, they have a 21-day stay minimum or length, but the person can check out and turn around and check back in. So what kind of resident of people are you bringing into our area that is supposed to be historic? And you're tearing down trees for no apparent reason. So just if you could make sure you read my letter to the T, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir, in the back.
Thank you, Supervisor. Paul Nosbus Jr. I live on Newell in the village of Lancaster. I just have a few questions. This is regarding who on the town board, if I'm correct, Councilmember Stully and Councilmember Burkhardt, you're the champions for the Boys and Girls Club, correct me?
Dawn's on that committee. The subcommittee that got created, it's the three of us.
The three of you, okay, thank you. I put in a FOIL, thank you, Diane, for the agreement for operation of the youth development program. That this agreement was made on the first day of April 2025. You three already understand this. Now underneath now therefore hereby agreed by and between the parties hereto as follows. On page 2 it says, additionally, the club agrees to meet with the Town of Lancaster Youth Club Committee each October to review the budget for the following year. Then over in page 3, in the 6th, the club shall keep the funds received from the town in a separate bank account, which shall be reconciled monthly with proof of reconciliation provided to the town within 10 days of month end. B, the club will provide to the town quarterly financial statements with 10 days of the end of each quarter detailing how town's funds were spent. C, the club and the town will meet in quarterly to review the operation of the program and discuss any concerns and ongoing needs of the youth in the town of Lancaster. The club will notify the town of the club's annual budget meeting so that the town can attend said club budget meeting. Then lastly, the club shall provide the town with program attendance records confirming the number of town of Lancaster youth, assessing the activities every quarter. My question is, regarding what I spoke of with the three of you, a number of people have talked to me and I've talked to them that nobody has heard any reports from anyone on the town board.
I just gave one tonight, and then I thought back in September, or it might have been, I don't know the exact date, but I believe I said a different date that we had met, when we met in June. I think I reported out on that as well. Because we've only met with them in June and then September.
So this is not a Boys and Girls Club issue. This is more of a, are you receiving this information that I spoke of? Are you receiving all this information?
So our subcommittee we meet with them to get specifically to do C. So that is where we meet quarterly to review the operation of the program, discuss concerns, ongoing needs. And then we also talk with them about program attendance records in the quarter too. So C and D is pretty much what we are doing, whereas they are providing the quarterly financial statements, and then the monthly I think it's monthly reconciliations as well. That goes to finance.
So does that be reported for the public?
Which one?
All of these? On your report, your whatever monthly reports, because then, like it says here, Town's Club annual budget meeting, are you talking about just Mr. Copa, or are you talking to the board of directors where there's 11 individuals and the officers like the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, financial side? You meet with them?
We
will be with their budget when they go through the budget next month.
Because all I hear from friends of mine, just regarding this, because we all know that this was used shamelessly. It wasn't about some individual who's done it before. Sadly, used the boys and girls were used for political gamemanship by a certain individual. I wrote this down. Running for office was where I found it pathetic, because he has done this with inside the LIDA, where it wasn't about the boys and girls. It was all about politics, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Supervisor Larry? It was politics being played out at the worst.
We're moving on from that. We're moving into an audit phase.
Good.
Which will eliminate
Good.
any type of
Because
policy.
they deserve better. So do you.
Anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter?
Jeff Kupka, 8 Allabrook Court. I'm the executive director. Have we been giving you everything you want from day one? Just because it says on some Facebook posts that the club isn't complying with everything. You called my reports fantastic. Is Nick still here? I don't want to look back. And is Nick still here? Nick and Cheryl have talked and been in communications, and he loves what we are doing. Okay? I'm missing some communication, and look, maybe that's where this guy's getting it from too. Our committee has talked. We received 2 letters now that we're out of compliance. I have an email to both your committee and Nick. If at any time that my club is out of compliance, you have these emails. I need a phone call, I need a text message, on my personal cell phone. And then I get letters that we're out of compliance. I don't know if that's what he's talking about or not. I just want to address what he said to make sure. There's in one of the letters that says we're not keeping the funds in a separate account and paying out of the account. We've talked about this at the meeting. We can't do that. You're not paying for all my payroll. You're not paying for me. You're not paying for my cleaner. You're not paying for my other site. I use paychecks as I can't have 2 ACH transactions come out of that. That was addressed with Nick. I have an email from my phone just died. I had all this stuff on my phone. I have an email from Nick. That's how he wanted us to set that up. That's the template of setting it up. The town funds get deposited here. They get transferred to my account and go. We have invoices. We have payroll. You've all seen this stuff. I agree this became political, but it certainly didn't come from Jeff Kupka, the executive director, or my organization. At any point was I ever political. I think this political started way, way back, and someone jumped on it when they ran for office. I won't blame them for that, but this was way back. When are we going to end this? It got heated back there, didn't it? So it sounds like it's political when you get back there.
Well, we're eliminating the political part of this.
How?
Through the audit process.
The audit process.
And that way, you know.
And real question, I didn't catch, why did it get pulled? Because you want to do the audit. Is that why the resolution got pulled?
Yeah, we're going to wait until the audit's done to make sure that everything is in compliance and to do it properly. And then the board can determine how much money they want to give moving forward.
So who determines if I'm in or out of compliance? The committee? These letters?
The letter that I sent to you?
Yeah.
I made that determination as the chief financial officer of the town of Lancaster.
So I never even heard that term
We needed
in our meetings.
more information.
Who needed it?
I do, as the chief financial.
Sure, and you can request it, but being out of compliance, do you think I'm out of compliance? Do you think I'm out of compliance in anything? Nick, have you seen my reports? Do you think I'm out of compliance? Like, those are words that, we're going back to make this like, my place is doing something wrong again.
We're taking ourselves, we're putting it into the hands of the independent auditors and take any of that out of there so that.
What you're calling, your letter said I'm out of compliance, just like you called my finances disturbing at one point. These are all trigger words that made these people turn against me. Is that making sense, Don? No, not to you?
For what I need to see.
Yeah.
Okay? It's got to be verified what I need to see.
Let me ask you a question.
Since you put it into.
Obviously my funding can get pulled.
Finish first.
Go ahead.
Okay, since you put it into a second account, you need to reconcile that second account. But instead of us doing it, we'll let the auditors do it. So there's no question, there's no politics.
I get audited
there's
every
no
year, that doesn't
personal,
matter, yeah, that's
you know.
not a big deal.
Right.
So who determines if I'm out of compliance to pull my funding?
That would be up to the board.
So
for your funding.
it's a vote?
Yeah, correct.
So your letter saying I'm out of compliance, that came from you, though?
Yeah, because for me, I need to see certain things that I didn't see in there.
But that doesn't mean I'm out of compliance.
It means I'm not getting what I need to see to
But
make.
the word out of compliance
To make
is-
a determination if you
100%.
are in compliance or not.
100%, but you said I was out of compliance in the letter.
At this point in time, I don't have the information that I need to make a determination.
So if you
again,
already made the determination by saying I'm out of compliance. I'm not trying to, I'm just
with what I
very
need
confused
to
on the
look at.
communications.
Okay. There wasn't a lot in there that actually determined where the money was going to. All right?
Nick talked to Cheryl, and he said he loves the report, and he could see exactly where it's going. That was from your finance director.
Yeah.
If he's still here, can we bring him up if he's still here?
We've discussed this. Nick and I have discussed this. Nick works for me. I'm the chief financial officer.
You're not intimidating, are you? You're not intimidating the poor guy, are you? Because he said my stuff is pretty good, and now all of a sudden you're saying
Yeah,
it's
but it
not.
didn't answer the questions as to where the money was going. So for an auditor or for an accountant, money going in, money going out is sometimes sufficient. But we have higher standards than that because we have to show where that money's going to be in compliance with the state comptroller's determinations as to what we have to do. The program belongs to the town of Lancaster. The money that you're getting, that's the only way we can run this program.
It's not. It's not, but.
Well, I talked to the state comptroller's office 2 weeks ago, to their legal people, and Nick sat there, and they told us exactly the same thing. I mean, again, and they
It
said.
is now the way this is written up, but it's not, it didn't have to be that way.
Well, it did according to them.
Then the first offer you gave me was not a compliance center.
The first offer we were doing was basically going to be on an hourly rate where we were going to rent the space, which would require all the additional payments.
With no audit whatsoever.
That's because we were just renting that space for short periods of time, for specific periods of time. It would have been an hourly rate. And I was told that was different than taking a big lump sum of money, and then we have to track exactly where every dime goes as opposed to renting your place. Like the basketball program, we paid you hourly to be in there, that'd be one thing. But the second you get a bunch of money and then you're spending it on different things, we have the obligation to check and see where that goes. So again, we're taking it to the point now.
And I'm fine with all that, but I just, the miscommunication part, when I talk to the committee and everything's great, and then I get a letter, it says I'm out of compliance. And you just said, well, you have to determine if I'm out of compliance.
Yeah, by looking at the rest of the
But the letter says I'm out of compliance. That's out there. Paul sees that, and what does it say to Paul?
Paul didn't get that. It's not public.
It doesn't matter. Like, the guy gets his information, as you can all see. He talks to people. He knows a few things that he shouldn't know when he comes up here. I don't know who he talks to. But I'm just asking you, when you see that word, out of compliance, that makes my organization look like it did when this whole thing started. We've talked about it. You visited me. We talked. I walked you around.
And I've removed anything like that out of it. We'll leave it up to the auditors to make a determination.
It's still in the letter, though. It still makes me look bad when that letter's out there. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
The trigger words are tough. It's tough for me to handle.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? Yes, sir.
Kevin Lee, Master 720 Schwartz. After hearing comments today, I'm going to give the board maybe a little more information. The Boys and Girls Club, yeah, they get the money. It's put in the account and it's spent. Last year's salaries and comp for 2021, $552,949 were spent on salaries. 2022, $561,271 was spent. One person saying they work 40 hours a week, one person saying they work 40 hours a week and get paid $73,482. There's 15 other people that are listed, and all their names are there. I'm going to give you a copy of the the federal tax return. I didn't get the state. There's 2 copies here for you. All of these people are working 1 hour a week, no salaries, listed for a federal tax return, but yet somehow this money is being spent, $561,000. Where'd it go? In payroll and salaries. If they're telling the federal government they're only working, these people, and all their names are listed, 1 hour a week, but they're not telling the federal government what they got paid. So our W-2s even being. So with that, I'm just going to turn around and leave this with you. But the other part of it I want the board to know for consideration. There's 186 501c3s in the town. If you gave 180 of them a portion of the $200,000, you're giving one, they get $1,100 each and you wouldn't have to track the money. It's food for thought.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir?
Adam Stotes, 11 Roderick Road, Orchard Park. I'm the president of the Boys and Girls Club Board. Appreciate Mark attempting to file a resolution today. But when I heard you speak of the audit, I'm not going to rehash everything Jeff said. We provided receipts for all the transactions, where your money's going. But when you're auditing things, you're looking backwards on how the money is being spent, right? When we talk about needs, that's looking forwards. So I don't understand what the audit is answering for you when it comes to what we need for this upcoming year. Because when we signed that agreement with you, we were appreciative of the fact that when we can't cover our program expenses with the annual funding cuts that are outlined in that agreement, we'd be open to the conversation to restore funding when we can't do that. We walked the committee through the budget. There's an identified gap. Even with this resolution, the funding in this resolution, we still have a gap we would have to cover, right? Based on the budget that we all walked through together. It's a much smaller gap. It's something we think we can overcome through outperforming on our events, raising more money. But without that, there's an insurmountable budget challenges to keep the program running the way that we agreed to in that agreement. So I'm trying to understand what the audit is going to answer when it comes to what the club needs for this upcoming year. I mean, we understand that you don't think you have where we're spending your money, right? I think Nick disagrees. I think the committee disagrees. But what is the audit answering for you in terms of what we need for this coming year?
The audit's going to answer the questions of where the money was spent.
Okay.
And make sure everything is in compliance.
Right. So it's a compliance question.
It is a compliance question as to where the money was spent, correct. But it's also going to, based on that, help make determinations to move forward if you get more or less money. But we have an agreement for 3 years. That won't change unless there's some reason to change it. But at this point in time, I don't see a reason to change it. We're going to continue on and make sure that all the monies were spent in the appropriate place. It will give a sounding board as to how much money is needed for this program. Okay, not for other things you're doing at the Boys and Girls Club, just for the town of Lancaster funds,
yep.
How they were spent.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
So, wide open to the audit, go ahead and audit us, but when you see that the funds that you're giving us are being spent on that program, and we've walked through the budget and we see that gap, we expect to see that resolution come back on the table and be voted on then. Or adjustments, because you're going to see an additional gap. Maybe we'll put more funding on that resolution to solve that gap, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at it and see what it is. And then it's up to the town board to determine what they want to do at that point. Okay, but we also answer to the state of New York for a lot of this stuff, so we have to comply with that. Okay, they're probably going to come and audit us, so
Yeah.
we're going to make sure everything is in order.
I think this has nothing to do with the state of New York, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, now you're getting political again. Okay? That's why taking it out of the hands, not in my hands, we're going to turn it over to the auditors and let them make a determination. I think that's the fairest thing you could possibly do. We end the politics and we go from there.
Has the state reached out to you to audit this use of the funds?
We talked to the state 2 weeks ago.
But at whose request?
At my request, to make sure, before I sent out that letter to you, that we could ask for additional paperwork. I wanted to make sure I was on sound footing. But after that, we talked to auditors, and they will take on the audit. So why bother with that? We can have actual auditors come and take a look at it.
Right, I
Yeah.
totally understand. I just wanted to understand that when you said that you have to answer to the state.
Yeah, we
The state didn't reach out to you. You reached out to the state about what the compliance rules are for an agreement like we have.
We are still under post-audit for the problems that occurred before. So everything we do, they're going to come back and check us again. So it is what it is.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? And seeing no further hands raised, can I have a motion to close this town board meeting?
Could we hold on 1 second, Mr. Supervisor? I just had a clarifying question, if that's appropriate right now.
Sure.
Only because when I just caught something, when you had said that we're going to be putting this in the hands of the state to check everything. Are we saying now that the letter that was sent to them does not need to be responded to because that additional information the state is going to be looking at? I just think for clarification purpose, because of how,
Maybe I misspoke. We're
Okay.
doing the audit for the town
yes.
to look at where the
Or, I meant
where
the
they-
town.
Yeah.
So Drexler Malecki is going to do the audit.
Yes, Drexler
So
Buck
do
is going to
you
do it.
still want, are you still requesting from your letter additional information to be submitted to you, or are you waiting for Drexler Malecki to do the audit?
The additional information about the classes themselves that the committee collects? Okay.
The
They-
the financials, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, the financials won't be done, they should still be turned in at this point to make it easier for the auditors to
The
take a look at.
additional information, you know how you had asked for some additional, for the reconciliation of that second account?
Yeah, that'd be great. The more they have, the quicker the audit's going to go. But again, the final paperwork isn't due until, I believe, January 10th. So they're probably going to jump in there January 12th or thereabouts to take a look at it. So any information we already have on file, they'll take a look at that. You know, and they wrote up a rough draft of what they're going to do, and then they're going to correct it. You'll see it before they actually come in.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just,
Yep.
for clarification for everybody, because I heard it a little differently, like that since they're going to come in, that maybe they didn't have to give you that additional information at this moment.
Well, I
'Cause you
would say
reached- 'cause
it's
you reached out
probably
to the
more
state.
helpful
Yeah.
to have it, because
Yeah.
then they can just review it.
quicker.
And, yeah, quicker to get it done.
Okay,
So,
I just wanted that clarification. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
okay, thank you. Seeing no further hands raised, yeah. You want to come up to the microphone so people at home can hear you?
I guess I'm missing communication again, so where's the audit coming from?
Drexler Malecki.
And it's something that happens in the town anyway?
Yes, every year we
That's
get
fine.
them, and we pick
100%.
out different departments for them to
Yeah.
take a look at in the overall
We
financial.
get independent audit every year anyway, it's the same thing, it's not a big deal. My question is now, so right now, for ease of finance purposes, we're trying to just use wages for the people that work at DP Lancaster, utilities, and, what's the other one? Catch me. It's just three.
Uh-huh.
The contract really states up to and not limited to, and this is a lower question, I guess, the contract actually states I can spend up to and not limited to anything I believe is a program expense. So basically, I can go buy a horse and start an equestrian program tomorrow as long as it fits in those four core areas that are on our contract. So, again, like Adam said, what's the audit telling you that, oh, they're spending their money where? I showed you that part went on wages, but I can spend it any way I want.
You can't spend it any way you want.
Look
You
at the
gotta
contract.
Spend it within those
Within the contract.
criteria.
Sure. Yep, and an equestrian program would file under, sports sampling or whatever we put in, whatever's in those four core areas. So what my point is, I'm trying to make it easy to show you that here's where, but there's a lot of other things I can spend that money on. Supply,
As
equipment.
long as it's within those programs.
Equipment, we talked about
Program
equipment, as long as it's labeled the town of Lancaster equipment. I haven't bought anything because I'm only using it for that, but I can eventually buy a bunch of basketballs. So why would the audit show you, oh, that's where they're spending their money appropriately? I haven't spent it on other things that I can.
Things that you can.
I'm not an accountant like you guys, but
Within
I'm
the
missing.
agreement, and the auditors have the agreement, and they'll look, and they're going to set up a criteria, which you'll get, as to what they're looking for to make sure everything is being spent properly.
Everything is being spent properly, that's fine, but I'm saying there's other things I can spend on, I'm just making that easier, so how are they gonna
Not if they're
say?
not related to the programs. You can't.
Yeah, I know
Again,
that, but I can, you said it way back, I could buy basketballs as long as I label them in the town. I haven't bought any basketballs, so what's the auditor gonna say? Oh, you spent the money, it's appropriate, but there's other things I can spend on if I want.
Within the program.
Oh my God, yes, I heard that.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying then.
So the auditors-
that's fine. Yeah, the auditors are going to make sure everything is being spent appropriately.
Which it is.
Okay.
But they're gonna say, like, there's other things I can spend it on. I just make it easy for that
I'm not going to say what
finance.
the auditors are going to say before the audit is done.
Yeah, you're very confusing, that's all I'm saying.
We're
I would like
going to
a better-
eliminate the confusion.
Yeah. If the committee, next time we meet, can really just give me, hey, what are you looking for here? Because you say I'm good, you say I'm good, and then I'm compliant, so get it. So, I appreciate the communication.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Yes, sir. How much time have we got?
We're over half hour.
Okay.
All right, I won't take much of your time.
Last one for today.
All right.
Thank you.
I just would like to lend my voice in support of my neighbors on Maple Drive. My name's JP Zeiss, Z-E-I-S, 41 Maple Drive. I must speak on behalf of my wife and our 4 children, more hers than mine. She is in charge of the care and feeding of them much more than I am. But in that regard, their health and safety is at risk on a regular basis. There's no sidewalks on Maple Drive. I understand that there are commercial plots of land there. Of course, the people have the right to seek, putting something there, and they've been granted that through the planning board. I can appreciate that. But I think it's certainly in the best interest of the community to look at what that can impose. If we're looking at tax dollars, have we, and we're talking about audits and all these things, would it not be prudent to look at the cost to our police department? Will we be collecting enough taxes to offset the cost of the safety and health of the neighborhood, all that live there? When the police are there and because of the addition of another hotel, they are not elsewhere in the town. What is the cost to the rest of the town in that regard? Have we thought about that? Have we done quote-unquote, an audit into the cost of that as opposed to what we will collect in taxes? And I would say if we have not done that, then we have not done our due diligence. Not to mention, I certainly do not want to disparage the people that may be frequenting those hotels. Tis the season soon enough. I will not make it off the backs of those who want to visit there, but there is a cost to the people that live there and the wildlife that's there and what it means to be part of Bowmansville and that hamlet and who lives on that street. And so if we don't have a hotel, it is to the safety of those who are not in the hotel that would not be there, and it is to the safety of the people who live on that street. And I think that is a much greater cost than what we can collect in taxes. And I ask for you to think about that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to close out the town board meeting. Can I have a motion to close the town board meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
And on the roll.
Was Melissa
What?
first?
Sorry, bless you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting closed.
Okay. Thank you.